Today on Kump, we have social media sickness, mushroom coffins, hot pocket vendettas, and much more. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucy.
Hi.
You think I was a little too? It was a particularly angry intro.
Yeah, it was. Are you feeling hot?
I'm coming in hot. Tina Turner has died, and I have to. Is it wrong to channel her? Is that appropriation?
Are you channeling her there?
I'm trying to channel this. Cold river, keep on burning. Is that how it goes?
Cold river, keep on burning.
I don't know the words. Sing Proud Mary's in the tourniquet. What is it? Children don't got no earnings because they're poor. I don't know how to. But what are the words of that song? Proud Mary keeps on burning.
Well, now I can't remember them. I listen to that song all the time.
Who knows?
Proud Mary keeps on burning.
Is that really it? That makes it as much sense. That makes as much sense as anything I said. The great legend. I mean, rolling down the river, rolling on the river. Is that like a lazy river reference? Like when you go to like a water park and you're rolling down the lazy river. This is not to disparage the queen of rock and roll. I love her, but she's the queen. She's tremendous.
I think she was a queen of rock and roll.
Is that rock and roll even? I would have thought it was more like funk or soul or yeah. I don't know. It's great. Whatever it is great. If you ask me who's the queen of rock and roll, I'd be like, I don't know, Joan Jett. I love rock and roll.
She's a princess of rock and roll at best.
But when did Tina Turner ever sing a song about rock and roll?
That's true. Yeah, she never sang a song where the subject was rock and roll.
I feel like she was bigger than rock and roll, Tina Turner. But whatever. I wouldn't have thought that was rock and roll. But I am an ignorant man, lost in the wasteland. Of our youth. Proud Mary is an intern. She was great. What did she die of?
She died of complications.
Oh no!
I mean, she's 83. She was 83. I didn't know she was that old.
I was talking to people before. I was like, Tina Turner is dead. I'm like, well, she was old. Look, it's fine, but they were all upset, and it's like. She lived in like a castle in Switzerland or something. Oh,
I didn't know that.
Somewhere, some other country.
That's a respectable age to die at. 83.
Yeah, no, if I make it 83, people are gonna lose a lot of money on over/under bets or whatever. Good for her. You should be once you hit 80, you should just be celebrated. There's no. I don't know.
Right, yeah, there shouldn't be a wave of, I can't believe this happened.
Oh, no, Tina Turner. Look, there's nothing sad. Unless she was, dare I say, someone, why am I avoiding saying it? It seems weird to say it.
Well, you don't want to start a rumor.
Right, but unless someone made it happen.
Yeah. Which maybe
there
might be theories.
This feels awful. She just died today. Why are we doing this?
It's a good argument actually against the theory that people get, huge musicians get killed for the royalties or whatever.
Well, she was living in. We find out where she lived, because I know I've heard that she was living in like somewhere like crazy place in the Alps or something, which is maybe why she was. She's like, you ain't gonna get me. You got Prince. Sorry, she was
Zurich, Switzerland.
I was right. Yeah, she had a castle in Switzerland or something. Well deserved, by the way.
That's great. Honestly, not enough superstars do that. Just get a castle somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a castle. It might have just been like a nice house. Not enough struggling musicians get castles in Switzerland. Why didn't Kurt Cobain just buy a castle in Switzerland? Maybe he wouldn't have started playing Russian roulette with a shotgun. That's terrible.
Tina Turner and husband bought Switzerland home before death. Oh, she had a husband.
Good for her.
Erwin Bach. That's a suspicious name.
Is it? You don't like classical music. Bach is a A steamed name. Is he related to the box?
I know, but it's weird for a normal person to be called Erwin Bach.
Are you related to the concerto box? You know?
The concerto box?
Well, he wrote a number of concertos.
Was he known for his concertos?
I believe he was. With cello suites in G.
What is that? What puts a concerto about?
Don't do this. Don't. You look. I know more about classical music than you, and your tactic is to try to like demonstrate how little I do know, and it's not going to work. I'm not going to play these games with you. All right, I'm not going to let you somehow like make yourself feel better about refusing to learn who Beethoven is. By like, what makes it a what makes a suite? What's a cello suite? It's just something on a cello. That's all I know. In the key of G, played by Yo-Yo Ma. By Bach. Oh, but what's a fugue? I don't know what a fugue is.
You're totally right. I was totally trying to redirect.
Yeah. Boiling water's turning. Going down a river.
Going on a water trip. As far as I know, Rolling on the River is a story about, I never actually confirmed this, but I'm pretty sure it's a story about like a kind of hard on their luck person who like gets a ride on this like a fancy riverboat and gets and scams a bunch of rich people.
I know a little bit from the Creedence Clearwater version, Clearwater Revival, only because they sing it slower. And it was like, something I know on the riverboat queen. Something, so I don't know what that means.
But I never saw the good side of a city till I hitched a ride on the riverboat queen.
Right, yeah, none of this.
I don't want to sing it in case we get...
Purple dinosaur is dancing. Like, it doesn't matter. So how much of music is just random words? I'm a Tyrannosaurus Rex rolling. So, rest in power. Tina Turner. Dead at 83 in a castle in Switzerland. Where should our castle be?
I feel like Madagascar is underused.
You want me to live amongst the I mean, I don't know much about Madagascar because I'm ignorant, but isn't that whole, I never saw the cartoon, isn't it all about, I know they make it cutesy, but they're cutesy versions of like violent animals, right?
Yeah, prehistoric animals, I think.
Oh, it takes place in prehistoric.
I think.
Okay, I thought it was supposed to be based in the modern day. I'm like, there's too many animals in Madagascar. So I don't know what modern day Madagascar looks like.
Do people live in Madagascar?
Well, I'm sure some people do. But it's just like, if we're trying to paint a magical castle, more than 21 million people.
Well, that's a lot of people.
Well, I mean, it's a big place, isn't it?
It is big, yeah.
That's the biggest island in Africa. Mm-hmm. I know that from Jeopardy.
Yeah.
They like to bring that up a lot. You want to build so you want us to go build a castle in Africa. I don't know what you know about optics, but it's not much. Two ne'er-do-well podcasters with meager income in the United States attempted to build a castle in Africa, funneling money from fake charities. I mean,
well, you added on the fake charities part. Well, I didn't say that scam cancer kids to get a castle in Madagascar.
I'm just saying it feels like that's where it's going. I'm very intuitive. I'm a good judge of people, including us. And I feel like that's the only way we're getting a castle in Africa is by doing like a fake Live Aid. Was it or Farm Aid? Live Aid was the big one, right?
Live Aid was a big one. Yeah,
we're like, let's all give money to Africa, and then all of a sudden it's just like, what's this fat castle? What would you call the castle? It needs to have like a name. Like,
honestly, that's calling it the Fat Castle is not bad. Calling it the Castle Fat.
The Castle Fat.
Yeah.
Should it be called like DA Castle Fat? Like the Castle Fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just fat, not PH. The Castle Fat.
It'd be one of those things that people always assume it's one word.
Right.
And then like they realize, oh, it's actually just the Castle
Fat.
The
Castle Fat. I'm digging it. Where can we put it besides Africa? Just because it's just gonna look bad. Maybe New Zealand.
That's a good one.
We can build like a Tolkien-esque. I don't think our money is going to go that far, New Zealand. Now I'm thinking about it. This is not the post-war America. We can't just have a meager podcast and build an empire in the redeveloping world if we bombed everything. No,
what about right on like the Strait of Gibraltar? Where's that?
I don't know.
That connects Europe and Africa, right?
What's your obsession with Africa?
We can build it on the Europe.
You
side.
really just?
I just like having the idea of
who
having
are you, Cecil Rhodes?
I just like the idea of having a castle on a strait somewhere.
What about the Bering Strait that connects Russia and America?
That could work.
I feel like that's we can afford that. Maybe it's mostly ice. It's like there's snow 11 and a half months out of the year, and we might get killed by a bear.
Yeah,
that will drive the real estate price down.
Yeah, we'd be considered traitors.
Well, it's the Bering Strait. We're not in Russia yet. We'll be suspected traitors.
Or at least we'd be viewed as anti-Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean Alaska's up there too.
That's true.
I think it's Alaska, but it connects Alaska and Russia. It's still a state. You think everyone who lives in Russia is a traitor? I mean, sorry, everyone who lives in Alaska is a traitor?
Yeah, kinda.
Wow. You think the Grizzly Man had it coming? Remember Timothy Treadwell?
Oh, well, that guy definitely had it. No matter how you slice it.
But you remember that documentary? If you don't remember Grizzly Man, it was the Werner Herzog documentary about the man who hung out with bears, and then eventually they killed him. Yeah, he had the audio. He's listening to it. There's a scene where he's listening to the audio, and you see his reaction. He's like, "Don't show anybody this ever. Never show this to anybody. This is horrible." Except my documentary.
He's talking to his girlfriend, or wait, no, she got killed too, right?
I don't know, the family or someone, maybe the girlfriend. He's telling someone in his creepy German accent, "Never show this to anyone." even though I'm very much teasing the subject right now. Right. in my documentary.
Privacy in this case is very important.
But I'm going to include this scene of me listening to it. I mean, I love Werner Herzog. I love listening to Werner Herzog talk. But is there any, I feel like he has this real image of like a truth teller. And I feel like he's not, probably.
I mean, I've always felt like that's like a little unearned. It's like, it's he's interesting.
Yeah.
I think of him more as like a elevated weirdo than
that's fair.
Somebody who's really telling it like it is.
Cold River, keep on. Well, I've lost it actually. Oh man, like fucking the guy from Casablanca, Peter Lorre. Cold River, keep on turning. Where were we? Alaska. So you think the Grizzly Man was a spy? You think he was using bears as dead drops for Russian agents?
Yeah, he was hiding guns in those bears.
Guns?
He was doing gun smuggling with the bears.
So you think he was like making bears swallow so his
he was just shoving
guns in their mouth?
He was just shoving rifles down their throat.
Jesus. So that was his contribution. Like the Russians didn't want secrets from him or like nuclear secrets or strategic info.
How's a bear's gonna eat a note?
Well, you put it. I mean,
it's gonna digest it.
The CIA has always developed. I mean, the Office of Technical Services. I read a whole book just about that thing, and I forget what it was called, but it was a decent book. And we talked the other week about the heart attack gun, didn't we?
That's right. Yeah.
They had all sorts of stuff. I'm sure they would develop a weird gelatin capsule that you put a note into, and you shove it in the bear's mouth. But you think that we're going to put a gelatin. Well, I'm also describing Russia, aren't we? So they don't have that over there. They just put Vaseline on the gun, put it in there, shove it in his mouth.
Lube up these guns.
Lube up the guns, shove it in the mouth or the ass. I don't know why they're from Norway now. Yeah. Can we monetize how bad my impressions are or my accents? I mean, I think it's like the horseshoe theory or something. Yeah. That's not horseshoe theory.
That's not horseshoe theory at all.
Anyway, welcome to the show. Proud River, keep on.
R.I.P. Tina Turner.
R.I.P.
I highly recommend watching the whole thing, but in that Rolling Stones documentary, Gimme Shelter.
Wait, she's not the woman who gave me shelter, is she? No.
I'm pretty sure it's her in Gimme Shelter. She does a performance in it.
Oh, but she's on the song "Give Me Shelter"
with the Rolling Stones.
But she's not the woman from "Give Me Shelter."
No, from the documentary "Gimme Shelter."
Okay, they love give me. I don't know what "Give Me Shelter" means, but they overuse that term, and like it's just like it's like if Led Zeppelin called everything "Stairway to Heaven." The documentary "Stairway to Heaven," the album "Stairway to Heaven," the song "Stairway to Heaven." Enough. Stop saying "Give Me Shelter."
Well, I think "Gimme Shelter" in the context with what's it called? The that Woodstock that went horribly. That.
At Altamont.
At Altamont,
it
like that.
Woodstock.
But it was.
You call every concert a Woodstock? you know that Woodstock where Beethoven performed?
But it was supposed to be like another Woodstock, wasn't it?
Altamont, it's a festival. I mean, there's the Monterey Music Festival, there's South by Southwest, there's Lollapalooza. The Lilith Fair, there's all sorts of festivals. Ozfest.
Oz Woodstock.
But the people who brought you a Woodstock, another Woodstock in the future.
But yeah, like Altamont, like it kind of makes sense because it's like give me shelter from all these Hell's Angels stabbing people.
I mean, when I see a Hell's Angel coming at me with a knife, the last thing I'm thinking of is shelter. More like, get me away from the knife guy.
Yeah, that would be giving you shelter of a sort.
No one says shelter me from these bullets. Shelter me from these knives.
Shelter me from these bikers.
That's not a term. That's not how shelter works. Anyway.
And it's also that, it's about murder being just a shot away.
Well, now you're talking about the song.
In this case, it's a stab away.
All right, but look, the reason I'm so hard about this is because I'm hard about is that I'm being hard on you about it. It's just like because if someone didn't know any better and now you're saying this, they'd be, oh wait, that Tina Turner's the one singing and give me the song was like murder.
I can see how they would think that if I hadn't.
And like that's Tina Turner. No, it's not. I
can see how they would think that if I hadn't specified the documentary, but sure.
It was all very muddled in my mind. And I was gonna say thanks to the Stones for naming everything "Give Me Shelter" before you started naming everything Woodstock. So, well done. Anyway. So, what else is going on? How are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good.
Did you want to talk about anything that happened to you over the weekend?
Well, why? Are you setting me up for something?
No,
nothing really happened. Did you want to talk about something that happened to you?
No. Anyway.
Oh, you mean were you trying to set me up to talk about my bachelorette party?
I get it. I mean, we didn't discuss it, but I just thought it might be maybe. Like, I don't know how much you want to say it, but I don't think anything that raucous happened.
No, it wasn't. It was pretty low key, but it was a lot of fun.
You sent me a picture of a bunch of crystal dildos at one point.
We just stumbled on those. It wasn't. We weren't being hacked and like surrounding ourselves with dick-shaped. Well, to some extent, maybe we were dick-shaped objects, but we did stumble into this crystal shop. And
women always claim they don't care about it until like because like every chance they get to like have like a dick-shaped chicken McNugget, they'll lose their minds. How turned on do you get by like just bathroom drawings? I guess women's room probably don't have that as much.
No,
there's always dicks drawn on bathrooms.
Yeah. But you would think there would be more based on how much dick stuff there is at bachelorette parties.
Yeah, you would think women would be drawing it and then we're like, oh, well done, thank you. Love it.
But yeah, we stumbled into a crystal shop. There were some dick-shaped crystals. Yeah. I sent you a picture of them. They weren't full size. They were miniature.
Right, it's disappointing.
I didn't buy any crystals because I refused to buy crystals.
Well, you're not Marianne Williamson. You're not running for president. So maybe that's your problem. Maybe that's the answer to this podcast, having a few more crystals around.
Hey, I support Marianne Williamson.
Why not?
Revolution based in love, baby.
Sure. I'm in. Let's get her on.
It would be funny if it's like we brought her in and it was like Lucy's a big supporter of yours and like all I did was ask her about crystals.
But we like it. No, we like the crystals.
That's our favorite thing about you.
Wait, she's like, well, I'm not really that into crystals. Why not?
You're flip-flopping on the crystal issue?
I don't even know why you're here. We want to know how to heal ourselves. Anyway.
But
no, okay. Go on.
But yeah, it was good. I was telling you that we watched a compilation of exotic bird dances at one point.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what you were referring to there. I think I assumed you were like tripping when you told me that. I don't know what that means. Explain this. We didn't discuss this really. What exotic bird? Where did you find the exotic bird dance?
Well, we somehow we started talking about birds.
What?
We had taken some mushroom chocolates.
Sure.
And
hey, be mindful of the kids who are watching.
This is a family-friendly show. Nothing more adult than gun hands and talking about rape all the time.
Well, you didn't have to say it.
But we started talking about birds and how much we like them, I guess. And then
You've never told me how much you like birds.
We've talked about our a mutual affection for birds.
That's not true.
I've talked about pigeons in an affectionate way. You've talked about wanting to have sex with a bird.
What?
Yeah, I mean...
No, I just said it would be majestic. I didn't say I want to. Anyway, go on. Is that what came up? You were like, I think, how's it going with Ray? Well, mostly good. He did kind of bring up, sex with a bird in a weird way. He said,
You think you're just a launch point for everything, don't you?
I mean, yes. I should be. I'm your bride.
No, we watched some. They were actually amazing. They were actually a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, we're gonna watch some?
I mean, I'll show you just some of them. Yeah.
This is gonna be weird.
I mean, just like they're just kind of like courtship dances. Oh, here they are.
Just mute it.
I'll just mute it. Yeah.
What do we have here?
And this was very fun to watch. Whoever made this. Weird and wonderful bird dances.
Can you skip to something that's not the word? It's just
well, it creates context
okay, here
sometimes.
We go. These are birds dancing. So we're seeing. Oh well, these birds they look like squirrels, and they're jumping around. This is honestly, I don't understand what I'm looking at. I thought birds flew. What are they doing there? They're just kind of hopping around a tree. This is bizarre. Yeah,
they're doing. Some of them do coordinated dances. Some of them, the guy will just kind of dance for the girl.
This is proof that God doesn't, Now he's biting some smaller bird. What is this?
No, this is he's like twerking here.
He's biting her.
He's
red cap mannequin. Well, this is interesting.
This is like a little Michael Jackson bird.
Oh wow, this is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
I feel like they're dead birds, and someone's just kind of moving them up and down the tree on like slides.
Yeah, this one does look kind of fake, right? Like,
yeah, no, this is all very much like dead taxidermied birds. That's not really happening. I don't believe this for a second. I mean, honestly, like I don't go for flat Earth, but like this is the kind of thing where I go, no, you think this is real? No, we're moving on. I'm not gonna be a party to this. So you guys just tripped out watching bird dancing. Yeah. No, it's good. I mean, it beats the alternative for me.
Yeah. Were you worried about...
Everyone's just discussing my finances.
Oh.
How much money is he making? Enough! Can he buy you a house? No! Can he support a family? Probably not. Anyway. We'll move on from that. That was great. So congratulations on this life event that you've taken part in. It's like an adult bat mitzvah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not at all, but thanks for agreeing with me.
Honestly, it beat my quote unquote sweet 16. That wasn't,
Did you have a big sweet 16?
No.
What was it? It was just a bunch of you watching trauma films in the basement.
I had to for some reason they decided since it was 16, I should be, rather than hanging out with my friends or whatever, I should sit in a circle with a bunch of old friends of parents.
What?
And they'll give me and I just watch them get progressively drunker.
Wait, that was your sweet 16 party?
That was my sweet 16 party. It was crazy. It was a crazy idea.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That is no way. Wait, hold on a second.
They were this is a special one, so we should just do, I don't know why, but somehow the logic was that it was special, so it should be that instead of
your friends.
Instead of my friends. It was crazy.
This sounds like something like the deleted scenes of Eyes Wide Shut or something. Was everyone wearing masks? Everyone was sitting. You were sitting in a circle of your parents' friends.
Yeah.
And they were just getting drunk. Would they give you? Would they showering you with gifts at least?
There were some gifts, yeah.
Well, like what?
God, I don't even remember.
Like a penguin mask. Put this on.
A penguin mask.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Parents are weird. Parents be weird.
Parents be weird, yeah.
We'll get more later of that. So we have this story we're gonna move on to. Unless you have any more weird traumatic events to describe. If you want to. Jesus. Man is indicted in the theft of a Wizard of Oz ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland. I believe I mentioned this even. Not this, but like that, like, I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming it's from the Smithsonian. Because the Smithsonian has all sorts of, which is like this, the whole complex of museums in Washington, D.C., the Smithsonian Institute. And they have an Air and Space Museum, but like the OG one is like just a bunch of like, I guess, Americana. Like just, they have like Archie Bunker's chair. They might have a DeLorean from, maybe not. It's probably Universal Studios, but that kind of thing might be there. Like think about, like, they'll have like the ruby slippers. I think I'm pretty sure I saw the ruby slippers there. So like, let's see if I'm right about that. So these are the ruby slippers. Not as
They're
impressive.
kind of disgusting.
They're kind of gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a foot fetishist, like our friend Quentin Tarantino, who we've never met.
They look like they're caked in shit.
All right. I mean, it's an old shoe. I mean, like they're probably impressed. They look good in the movie. Jeez. I mean,
I just say I wonder if this was some kind of, there's some ugly story behind it.
I mean, is this how you'd be if you were like a detective on like Law and Order SVU and like you came and like, someone stole these, they look like they're caked in shit. It's like someone was murdered. Can you relax? They're not even that nice.
Not even that. It's like, okay, but look, the motivation for stealing them is there. They're probably worth millions of dollars. I wouldn't wear these.
Yeah. A man's been indicted by a grand jury on charges of stealing a pair of ruby slippers. A pair worn by Judy Garland in the Wizard of Oz. Federal prosecutors in North Dakota say the shoes were stolen in 2005 and recovered in the 2018 sting operation. Wait, where were they stolen from? I could have sworn I saw them at the Smithsonian Institute. Am I saying that probably? Smithsonian Institute.
Was it when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Maybe it was before they were stolen.
Slippers were on loan to the Judy Garland Museum in the late actor's hometown. Oh, so they probably were, and they got loaned there. In the late actor's hometown when someone climbed through a window and broke the display case. Can you imagine? Like, you're the Judy Garland Museum, and I'm assuming the Smithsonian lends you to, like, well, these are, we are the Judy Garland Museum. Maybe we could have these for a bit. We can lend them. Help us out here. And they're like,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, these are pretty important. I don't,
Well, you say they're important, but you just have them next to Archie Bunker's dumb chair. He's like pretty racist, let's be honest. It's like, you say it's a satirical character, whatever.
Look, the fact is that there's a lot of smaller museums around the country that call themselves this or that. It's more of a security issue for us.
What, you referring to the Civil War Museum in in New Orleans? That's really just a Confederate museum. I take offense to that. That has the Jefferson Davis crown of thorns.
It would be great. It would be great if you walked into the Judy Garland Museum and there's just one little display case with like a little assigned picture of Judy Garland, and then the rest of it is just Confederate propaganda too.
Like every small museum is just. I mean, I assume most people know, but we went to New Orleans back in this Christmas time, and we went next to the World War II museum. Like literally, it looks like an old church. It's like the Civil War museum. Like, I'll pop in here, and it's literally just like Confederate guns, Confederate like flags,
and also just arranged with absolutely no care. It's just a pile of dead men's clothes.
Am I remembering this wrong, or didn't they have Song of the South on DVD for some reason?
Oh yeah, for sale.
Yeah, like it's just like racist edgelord like your retail. Hey, you can't get this at Best Buy, can you? Welcome to the Civil War Museum. Surprised they don't call it the War of Northern Aggression Museum. Anyway, That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the Judy Garland Museum, who blundered.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Imagine. That must have been embarrassing.
That must have been so. I mean, the slippers are on. Her said she and the museum staff were a little bit speechless that someone had been charged nearly 2 decades. I mean, it seems like an inside job, in my opinion. I don't want to slander them, but like we're a little speechless because we're the ones who stole them. Hey, honestly, is there a museum? Or like, hey, did they get a call? Like, hey, we're the Judy Garland Museum? And like, what? What do you mean? Why? And like, why would anyone need that? Anyway, can we borrow the ruby slippers? Like someone climbs in the bathroom that night and takes them.
There's something that here that says law enforcement offered a $250,000 early in the case, which means that the slippers must have been worth at least $1 million.
Yeah, Arizona put up $1 million in 2015.
So yeah, like probably way more than that.
I mean, what would you if you had $100 million? How much would you pay for the ruby slippers?
Maybe like $2 million.
You'd pay $2 million?
Yeah.
God,
what would you pay?
40 grand. I mean, I don't want them that bad. You actually give up 2% of your net worth for the ruby slippers? What would you do with them?
I'd put them in a display case in my home. Maybe like in the same room. I imagine them kind of like decorating like maybe a little bowling alley room.
What, next to our no one leave? I'm looking right now. The Halloween decoration we still have up from Halloween. It's just like some corny. It just says no one, isn't written in blood. No one leaves. It's a meat cleaver. And then you got a display case of ruby slippers.
I'd love to buy the ruby slippers and then just like throw them in a dirty shoe organizer.
you just have them like it would be kind of funny. Like you have like like people. I guess it's not rich. I associate with people being rich, but it's not. It's just people being normal and having shoes in their front closet. When you walk into a house and it's just like people have like a mud room or something.
Yeah, just have like ruby slippers in a mud room.
Yeah. It's like, it's like, oh, and someone like, oh, because sometimes you'll see like families and they're like, oh, if you need a bathing suit, we have, or you need a pair of shoes, like take these to the beach. If you go if someone in your family has a house near the beach, and he's like, oh, like we're going to dinner. Yeah, where are these fucking things? These ruby slippers. I mean, do you feel like there's bad mojo or whatever with the ruby slippers?
Why? Because of how abused Judy Garland was?
Oh, was she abused? I just meant because she, the pills.
Oh, because of the pills.
Wasn't she a pill addiction person?
Why would that mean that the shoes she wore haunted?
I mean, look, you don't think some addictions come from hauntings? I don't really believe in ghosts, but if you do, I would assume that, like, I would blame my addictions on ghosts.
Yeah, actually, that's a good move.
What would you say if I just told you, Lucy, if I blame my Lucy, every day a ghost feeds me a pizza?
Oh my God.
Like, what?
Wait, you mean like force feeds you?
Force feeds me a pizza. A whole pizza.
Do you know why the ghost is doing that?
I think they work for Papa John's. It's like they're like,
wait, you mean they did, like in their life they worked for Papa John's, or they currently work for Papa
unclear.
John's?
Maybe both. It looks like the guy from Papa John's, but I think he's still alive. Maybe it's his father. Anyway, he's just feeding me. It's not even good. It's just the meat lovers, which you think sounds good, but it's just very salty.
Greasy, yeah.
It's greasy, yeah. It's a real gut buster.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's tough.
Ghosts. The road to the missing slippers began when a man told the shoe's insurer in 2017 that he could help get them back. This is like There Will Be Blood. Is that the movie No Country for Old Men? Like I can get back. Like, I'm a fixer. I can get back your shoe. Yeah. Like he goes to the insurance company. Like how much do the insurance company pay? They're hiring some Pinkerton. After a nearly year-long investigation, the FBI nabbed the shoes in Minneapolis. Wait, so this guy came to the insurance company, so he can get them back. But then it says, after a nearly year-long investigation, the FBI nabbed the shoes. So it sounds like this guy didn't even this guy seemed like a Yahoo.
Right.
They hired some yuts who probably shot a man in the process of trying to get these shoes back. Like it's a David Lynch film or something. And the FBI got like, well, what's going on? The shoes are still missing. We'll just deal with this. If it nabbed Minneapolis at the time, the Bureau said no one had been arrested.
So where do they nab the shoes from?
Let's keep reading, I guess. On Wednesday, a summons was issued from Martin. An initial court appearance was set for June 1st, and it will be via video. Why? COVID's over. Still doing video things? The shoes are famously associated with one of the iconic lines in Wizard of Oz. Well, the whole movie, really.
Yeah.
There's no place like home. This story sucks. Really. They really should have, When they were stolen, the slippers were on loan from Hollywood memorabilia collector Michael Shaw, who received an insurance payment 7 years after the theft. I'm not going to say anything there, but, I'd look at that guy.
It seems like there are many possibilities for a
inside
job.
You imagine the abused production designer or whatever who made those shoes?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why they were assuming it was the golden age of Hollywood. They were probably making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Because, how would you fence the ruby slippers if we did steal them? I would find a crackhead and get him to give me crack. Is that how it works? I don't know how fences work.
I think you gotta try and get them to you gotta try and sell them to someone outside of the country. Okay,
so like a Saudi emir.
Yeah, some of those guys like movies.
So your first bet, we'll get some plane tickets to Riyadh. Are you gonna wear a burqa or whatever to like?
Yeah, well, look for the sake of the sale. Yeah, sure.
So you'll debase yourself. That's good to know because we can make a lot of money here. What do you think we can get at Riyadh? I feel like we can get them to overpay in Riyadh.
Oh yeah,
20 million.
Yeah, you just find one of these guys who's kind of obsessed with Hollywood.
Right.
I feel like some of them are.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's famously a lot of these Saudis, these like Saudi princes and Saudi royals. They're just obsessed with Judy Garland.
Well, some of them will fund movies and stuff.
Sure, it's the same thing. Do you want to produce Apocalypse Now or buy the ruby slippers? Same thing. Anyway, this is a crazy story.
Or maybe Putin would buy them.
That would be. Do you think that would humanize Putin? If Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, the man who everyone's trying to hate, came out and he's like, "Look, this war is still going. I'm not stopping the war, but check out these kicks." He's wearing the ruby slippers. And
he starts tapping them together.
They probably wouldn't fit him, and so here's on top of that, it's obvious that they've taken them apart and sewn them together with bridge pieces of patent leather or whatever to make it bigger to fit his foot.
Imagine if Putin came out in the ruby slippers and started tapping them together and saying, "There's no place like Donbass. There's no place like Donbass."
I think
he would win the hearts of the American people.
I think he would become the American president. I think we would amend the Constitution. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I just feel like, who could top that? Ron DeSantis going to beat him?
Yeah. No way.
No way. Sorry, Ron. Speaking of that, he had a little kerfuffle, I guess, huh?
Yeah, what happened with him you were telling me about this.
I don't know. I saw our headline where he announced his campaign on Twitter and the whole thing went haywire.
Oh wow.
Did we get an article on that or?
Yeah.
What was this one? DeSantis Twitter glitches and echoes.
And melting the servers, crashed DeSantis campaign launch on Twitter.
Is this a thing where so many people were into DeSantis that it crashed, it melted the servers, or is it just because Twitter's not really?
Yeah, that could be one of two things. Well, it says 500,000. That doesn't seem like a ton.
No. Didn't Tucker Carlson get watched by 30 million? That wasn't all at once, I guess. I don't know.
Twitter's live stream event with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis crashed and was delayed on Wednesday as hundreds of thousands of users logged on to hear DeSantis announce his bid for the White House. The sound from the live stream event, which was held on Twitter Spaces and hosted by owner Elon Musk and tech entrepreneur David Sachs, cut in and out in the first minutes after starting. Quote, "We've got so many people here that we are kind of melting the servers," Sachs said at one point.
Well, that's a really great thing from a tech CEO.
Right.
This is what is this, AOL Live?
It also just kind of seems like a low rent place to announce your campaign. It's
Yeah.
It just inherently
Sure.
I mean, you would definitely, if he had done some kind of like Fox News exclusive press conference, he would definitely get more viewers than 500,000.
If I was going to be president of the United States, I was going to run, which I should. I would do it on. Is that show The Chew still around?
The Chew.
Oh
yeah.
Where's a bunch of like women who like some of them are cooks and some of them are just like was it The Talk is what I'm thinking of.
The View?
No, The View's too. I'm not going on The View. We have bad blood.
Okay.
But The Chew, I feel like it was a bunch of women like Rachel Ray and like some fat women and like there's making mayonnaise sandwiches or something.
Oh.
Yeah, but I would announce on that because then it's like this TV. It's built for this.
Oh man.
You look, you can get a nice little fucking snack while you're announcing.
Ron DeSantis announcing his presidential bid on The Chew and then making a tuna pasta casserole.
Oh yeah. Deep fried tuna casserole.
Mm.
We take the tuna casserole and just deep fry the whole thing. I'm sure that exists. It's just like a calzone, but disgusting.
Mm.
Let's be president. Let's do it.
Let's be president.
I don't know. I mean, Ron, this guy can't catch a break. It seems like. I mean, it's not that he doesn't seem to be like have much goodwill anyway.
Right.
But it seems like he's just. I saw a video of him, and he's just yelling at, not yelling at people, but he doesn't seem like a people person.
Yeah, he seems like kind of like his only thing is just really really going after those gay kids.
Yeah. No, if you don't like gay kids, he's your guy.
He's your guy, but like there's pretty much nothing else.
Or Disney.
Yeah.
He's like the anti-Disney campaign guy.
Right.
You think
but that's mostly over gay stuff too, right?
Yeah, originally. But then do you think Disney's gonna like put him in like Finding Nemo 4 or whatever? He's gonna be like what's a bad fish? Like a puffer fish?
Oh, he's gonna have to, because of his feud with Disney. He's gonna have to be in some DreamWorks fish movie where they'll actually superimpose his face on the fish.
Right, but they'll try to undercut him by calling like Sad the puff fish or Ron the puff fish, and it's just an obvious reference to him. And even though it's like it's Finding Nemo, you think they wouldn't do this. The fish gets raped in the middle of the movie, and they're like, and Disney's just like, well, no, this has nothing to do with Ron DeSantis. But it's like, well, either way, why does this Finding Nemo movie have a rape in it? It's like, well, some fish don't know what they stick their nose where it doesn't belong. The fish have noses. Shut up. Anyway, good luck to Ron, I guess, or not, whatever. I don't care. I'm moving to Switzerland. I'm gonna try to move into Tina Turner's house. That'd be nice. The Surgeon General? This is a interesting thing. The Surgeon General has come off. It's good that we have a Surgeon General.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's like a canary in a coal mine. They're able to kind of break through the noise and give people warnings about things that could affect them well before anyone else would be aware and before it does any damage.
Yeah.
So it's good that the Surgeon General has an advisory about social media might have effects on the youth's mental health, the mental health of youths. Really great timing.
It's great. It's great. I mean, this is good timing to get to it. Like just a few years after BuzzFeed pointed it out.
Well, how long ago was those documentaries? Like, there was massive documentaries about this, and also like literally, the world has become a hell for the youth.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just destroyed the minds of an entire generation, and this is like if like the Surgeon General warned about like lung cancer like yesterday,
right?
Like thanks. But what are they saying?
So today, this is a few days ago, United States Surgeon General Vivek Murthy released a new Surgeon General's advisory on social media and youth mental health. While social media may offer some benefits, there are ample indicators.
Like getting laid? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like if you just want to be fucking constantly.
Like the Surgeon General's like, well, is Tinder and Grindr, are they social media? We're like, not really. All right, well, then there's no benefit. Do those count? Like, does people count Tinder as social media?
I think so. I think
that's
they do.
Stupid. That's not. No.
There are ample indicators that social media may also pose a risk of harm to the mental health and well-being of children and adolescents. Social media use by young people is nearly universal, with up to 95% of young people ages 13 to 17 reporting using a social media platform, and more than a third saying they use social media almost constantly. So it's good. I mean, but it's good that they're getting to it before it became like, really ubiquitous in the culture.
No. Who is the Surgeon General now? Like Zuckerberg? What is this? What's their prescription? You just go in the metaverse? The metaverse is where it's at.
So they released some tips for, policymakers, technology companies, but also for parents and teens. So their advice for parents was parents and caregivers can make plans in their households, such as establishing tech-free zones and better foster in-person relationships, teach kids about responsible online behavior and model that behavior, and report problematic content and activity.
What?
To who? Report it to who?
Also, like, talk to your kids more. Kids don't want to talk to their dumb caregiver.
Yeah. I love how it's like, you need to establish a tech-free zone, and like, meanwhile, there are all these viral videos of just like a teacher takes a phone away and the kid just knocks them out.
Yeah, no, you have to outlaw this shit.
Yeah.
Or no, but like, just talk to your just brain-dead teenage kid about who's already been poisoned. They've already had their mind shot by the time they're a teen. What are you talking about?
You should also create heroin-free zones.
Yeah.
No heroin at the dinner table.
I'd love that. I'd love to get away from heroin for a minute. It's too much around. All right, the Surgeon General's a moron. We've established that. This is so dumb.
And then there's also children and adolescents can adopt healthy practices like limiting time on platforms. This is something kids are great at doing.
Yeah.
Just moderating their behavior.
Blocking unwanted content.
Being careful about sharing personal information and reaching out if they or a friend need help or see harassment or abuse on the platform.
Reach out to who? Some guy in a chat room? What are you talking about? This is so fucking dumb.
If you notice that you're bullying the fat kid over social media, just point it out to your parents.
Look, you can bully the fat kid, but in moderation.
Yeah.
Look, if you're harassing a kid because his mom is dead, just tone it down a little bit.
If you ever notice yourself driving a classmate to suicide, tell an adult.
Yeah. I love social media.
So this is helpful.
Speaking of death, I don't know what to say. This is so much crazier than I thought it would be. Again, we have to get to these topics. The mushroom.
Oh yeah. This is how I want to. This is what I want. By the way, I'm putting this in my will.
Speaking of corpses, which we weren't, we have sustainable till death do us part and 45. What? Mushroom coffin. A last bet. Am I crazy with this headline? Like, will you read this headline?
Sustainable death.
No.
Wait. Sustainable till death do us part. Okay.
And 45 days beyond.
And 45 days beyond. Mushroom coffin. A last best wish for some.
Was this written by like an AI that had a virus? Like, what is this? Anyway, some idiot started growing giant mushrooms to bury your. I mean, imagine like your dad dies and you just shove him inside like a friggin' portobello.
Yeah.
And shove him in the ground like some. What is this?
For those seeking to live in the most sustainable way, there is now an afterlife too. A Dutch intrepid inventor is now...
What are the Dutch? The Dutch are like brutal people. Let's not forget that. Right? And they're the ones at the Congo, right? That's the Belgians.
That's Belgium, yeah.
But the Dutch did some shit.
But, if the Belgians can do it, then the Dutch probably have their own thing.
The Dutch, they had the whole Dutch East India Company. They were doing shit.
Yeah.
They act like they're just, dancing around doing yodeling or whatever. They're creeps.
A Dutch intrepid inventor is now growing coffins by putting... mycelium, the root structure of mushrooms, together with hemp fiber in a special mold that in a week turns into what could be basically compared to the looks of an unpainted Egyptian sarcophagus.
Oh, exactly what I said when I see a mushroom. That could be an unpainted sarcophagus. Fucking ghoul.
Yeah. And while traditional wooden coffins come from trees that can take decades to grow and years to break down in the soil, the mushroom versions biodegrades and delivers the remains to nature in barely a month and a half.
But who cares? Like, what is the? It's not like it's like oil where it's like leaking into like the soil. It's like, oh, this tree's taking a while to break down. So what?
You know,
so the maggots aren't eating it quick enough. Who cares?
You know, I do worry about that sometimes, though.
Why?
It's the one thing that because I always think like maybe I want to be cremated, but I worry about that too because I worry that like, okay, so let's say that there is some like little part of consciousness that continues after death or gets maybe some.
That's not what we're talking about.
Some version of reincarnation.
Sure.
If you're in like a coffin that's not like decomposing, it might keep your brain matter from getting into the soil.
Well, you're afraid you won't be turned into a rat quick enough?
Yeah. I want to be a rat. I want to be a cat.
Sure.
I want to be a horse.
You would love to be a horse, wouldn't you?
I'm just trying to get to horse.
What if you became a horse and you were but like then you became a race horse and they were just like riding you?
Oh no.
Yeah, you hate to run. Imagine if you were a horse and you were the kind of horse that was like like certain guys were like putting you into harnesses and making you, have sex with them.
Well, that wouldn't be good.
Oh,
but what if I was a therapy horse?
What's that?
Sometimes people use horses for therapy.
That's just a lie.
It's a tax scam.
I was on a plane the other day. I mean, I'm sure everyone's talking about it, but like you see, like these people, this is therapy dog. It's just a lie.
Yeah.
It's big. It's a big golden retriever.
Yeah.
Who is that? What's that therapy for? Taking something, making some. Oh, you have to shit now. Oh, great. My depression's gone. How is that? Oh, eat your Alpo. Now I don't care. My wife was murdered. You know?
Right.
That's how it works. Oh, my dog's licking my hand. Glad my kid didn't. Who cares if my kid found my gun? Like in remember Stargate? Didn't that happen in the movie Stargate? The kid found his gun and shot himself or something.
Oh, right, yeah.
With a Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
And he's like, just like this guy's like a special forces captain or something.
Is that's the one where he's putting the gun in his mouth in the beginning, right?
I think so, yeah. But didn't the kid find his gun?
Oh, maybe.
Or am I just misremembering that? I don't remember. Maybe it was cancer. I'm just assuming that the kid found his gun. I always assume anytime a kid dies, they assume they found the gun. Anyway.
What do you think about this? Do you want to do this?
I want to be burned.
You want to be burned?
I want to do like a thing where like, I mean, here's the thing. If we get to a point where I'm like on my deathbed, get me a wheelchair.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need your help, but I want you to take me to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Or the Guitar Hotel in Miami, one of those two places. And I want you to cover me in lighter fluid and set me on fire in my wheelchair. I would just love to be like a spectacle like that, and then just wheel me down a hill. You know, like isn't there a scene in like some movie like that? Like
right. Just roll you right through the women who rock exhibit in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, or maybe that weird mall at Ground Zero in New York City.
Oh yeah,
there's that extravagant mall they built that just has like Prada and like Versace and, and like an Apple store. Like it's the cheapest thing there is an Apple store. And it's just wheel me through there on fire. That'd be the most fun. Yeah. How would you want to? Would you want to be put in a mushroom?
I kind of want to be put in a mushroom.
Really? So you can become someone's some breeding horse.
Yeah.
This gets pumped in some machine. Get turned into glue.
Oh, God.
I mean, what happens if you get turned into glue? Like these horses would get turned into glue. By your logic, until some kid makes like a super like macaroni sculpture or whatever they call macaroni art with the glue, you're not gonna your soul's trapped in that bottle forever.
That's right.
Yeah, this is the
well, they only make the glue out of the hooves, right?
I don't know. I thought the whole soul became glue.
Yeah, whatever product your body gets turned into, that's where your soul is trapped.
I want to get turned into lube. That would be fun.
Oh yeah,
helping people.
That is charitable.
Yeah. I'm gonna start a whole religion around that. So I get reincarnated into lube. Anyway, moving on. So we covered that. With the last this story might not disappoint us. This one seems kind of fun. Man shot roommate after accusing him of eating the last Hot Pocket, police say, which I feel is relatable. Because, I mean, like, look, Hot Pockets are inherently disappointing, but you forget that immediately. Yeah. Like, when you're actually eating a Hot Pocket, it ain't that great.
Yeah, that's
But there's
true.
nothing that sounds better than a Hot Pocket. And, I mean, if this is the kind of thing where, like, you know, I'm sure if you gave this guy a Hot Pocket immediately after the murder the guy, he's like, oh, wait, I just killed the guy over this? But, I mean, that moment when you're like, with that meatball and marinara Hot Pocket's ready to, and like, where is it? Where is it? I totally get it. So what happened? A man in Kentucky. Okay.
All right.
Surprising. Kentucky.
A man in Kentucky's largest city, or that's an interesting detail to include, is facing criminal charges after allegedly shooting his roommate over a dispute over a Hot Pocket. Clifton Williams, 64.
A 64-year-old man. Jesus.
Wow.
You think you get
Yeah, I'm imagining like college age.
Sure.
Sort of like maybe, I don't know, maybe there is like sort of like a, you know, there's only so many groceries they can.
Yeah. I had the munchies, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess you can get as an old man, sure. He's arrested on assault charges. Wait, so he didn't kill him. Did he kill him? Oh, he just shot him. Okay. Fair enough.
After he accused his roommate of eating their last Hot Pocket and attacked him, shooting him in the buttocks. According to
that happen?
According to the police, Williams started throwing tiles at the man.
Wait, he just started ripping tiles? He's like ripping tiles off the floor?
After he realized the last microwavable turnover was gone.
First of all, a turnover? What do they think a Hot Pocket is? I don't think you call a Hot Pocket a turnover.
Yeah, it's yeah, I feel like it's just
hey, AP.
them trying to come up with.
I got a message for the AP. You can go to hell.
Yeah.
Who are these effete people working for the AP? Some guy in like a 3-piece suit and like with a gold pocket chain, writing on a fucking typewriter. The turnover. Shut. Christ. It sounds like these people are on bath salts, by the way. They have tiles. Anyway.
He then shot him and tried to escape, the TV station reported. Williams is prohibited from contacting the victim, who was taken to U of L hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries.
That's crazy.
His bond was set at $7,500. What do you think? You want to bail this guy out?
Yeah, let's bail him out. I'll get him on the show. We can cover that. What kind of microwavable food would you shoot someone over? If you should, what would I have to eat for you to kill me? I know you like your. I'm trying to think what you like.
I mean, I like Elio's pizza.
We do, but we never eat that.
That's true.
I don't think we've ever had that. I have fond memories of Elio's pizza, mostly from when I was a dumb child, because it's not good.
But it's great.
But it's great. I've never once seen you eat. When's the last time you ate an Elio's pizza?
I want to say I have eaten one.
You want to say? I really want to say recently.
I want to say in the last 3 years.
I'm with you longer than that. I've never seen you eat Elio's pizza.
I feel like I may have gotten it on a whim once.
So when I go away to Los Angeles or wherever, for the weekend or week, do business, because I'm a businessman on business trips.
To make deals.
Yeah, to make deals. You're just scurrying around eating fucking Elio's pizzas. Do you think I would judge you for eating Elio's pizza?
Don't you remember coming home one time where I was like, I did something. I got an Elio's pizza. Do you want one? And you were like kind of disgusted, but
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it was a dream. Maybe it was a beautiful dream.
Yeah, look, it's possible that I just don't remember you randomly eating. Me going like, oh, hey, me coming home from the airport, and you go, I did something. And then you go like, anyway, you want Elio's pizza? I'm like, okay. So you didn't cheat on me. Okay. All right, sure. Give me the crappy frozen pizza. Thank you.
What about you? What frozen treat would you
tapioca pudding. Love it. I mean, I'm not saying I would kill you over it, but I mean,
there's freezable tapioca pudding?
Oh, so it's gotta be it's gotta be microwave. That was my rule, right?
It's gotta go from freezer to microwave.
I'm trying to think of the best thing I ever had in the microwave. Maybe those White Castle hamburgers.
A White Castle hamburger?
I mean, there's...
Jesus Christ.
What are you eating alias pizza?
My bloodied body lying on the floor over a White Castle cheese.
No, just shoot you in the ass. I mean, what is good in the microwave? I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
Kid
I mean,
cuisine? I don't know.
Yeah. There aren't many things that
Hot
are
Pocket really is the enigma, because it's like Hot Pocket is just so appealing. This supposedly flaky crust, but they're always just soggy when you. I mean, I'm sure
it's all a lie, but
yeah,
the promise of it.
It's like an empanada and a pizza mixed together.
You're right. I mean, the genius of Hot Pockets really is like the amnesia it induces.
Yeah,
yeah.
It tastes like chemical toilet, and it's just it's just not the best thing. It's just not my. So yeah, I mean, I might put this in my wedding vows. I wouldn't shoot you over anything from a microwave, and that's a testament to my love.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway. You can't. I guess apparently you can't say the same for me, but it's fine.
No, ditto.
Sure. Thanks for tuning in. If you like Kump, which of course you do, and you would like some more of it, good news. You can sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/RayCump. You get an extra episode every week for $5 a month. That's a better deal than the Hot Pocket or any other microwave Elios, whatever. Take your Elios money. I'm not trying to take food out of your kid's mouth, but I'm trying to maybe the Elios money. You take that, you buy the Kump. They'll like Kump better. Don't show it to your kids. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in either way, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week.